Please subscribe, like, and share.
Viewers, today has been another day the Lord has made, and we rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for your effort. We are much blissful and grateful to you for your interest in our programs. God richly bless you. We are still broadcasting live in our academy, and I'm still your host, SnrKaptainSonnie. As the other day we were discussing, we got to a point where I was trying to explain the three dangerous enemies, which when you don't take care, will serve as a hindrance to your progress or to your success. And I made mention of, we quoted the scriptures in 1 John chapter 2, verse number 16, that do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not from the Father, it is from the Lord. It's from the world. And I told you that we have three enemies, three dangerous enemies. Afraid I made mention of the lust of the flesh, which I said it is the food appetite, the lust of the flesh, food appetite. And I said the lust of the eyes, I said the sex appetite, and I said the pride of life, which is the money appetite. And we explained, when you go back to our previous videos, I explained the food appetite, and then I said that the dangerous or the most dangerous weapon the enemy uses against us during our way to our prosperity or our success is food. Because sometimes God wants us to fast. You see, the first thing that enters the world was through food. Through when Adam and Eve ate the food in the Garden of Eden. The Bible says that, and sin came into the world. And it got to a time God wanted to have fellowship with the Israelites. And then what happened was that when God called them, God called the 74 into the mountains. The Bible says when they got there, they ate. According to Exodus chapter 24, the Bible says that they ate and they drank. They were seeing God. They were seeing the glory of God. They were seeing God in His glory, in His clearness. But yet, they ate and then they drank. And only one person was exempted, which was Moses. And the Bible says that he was able to stand before God 40 days and 40 nights without food and without water. This shows that in our point, or in a certain point in life, we must engage ourselves in fast. We must engage ourselves in emptiness before God. We must humble ourselves in the form of fasting, so that God will have mercy on us, so that whatever God has said concerning our lives will come to pass. You get it? So we are moving to the second hierarchy, the dangerous point or the dangerous weapon the enemy uses, of which I also said the lust of the eyes, of which I've entitled or I called the sex appetite or the lust appetite. Now, you see, anything in the Bible, anything in the New Testament is a foreshadow to the New Testament. Anything in the Old Testament is a foreshadow to the New Testament. How do I know? Job said in the book of Job 31 verse 1, he said, I have made a covenant with my eyes, not to look with pride, not to look with a lust on a young woman. And Jesus said, when you look lustfully on a woman, you have committed what? Adultery. You get it? So Job, he knew that, you see, Job was one of the billionaires in his time, one of the wealthiest or the richest man in his time. And he's trying to tell us that he has made a covenant with the eyes not to look lustfully to a woman. So this is what Jesus said as well. And then today I'm going to show you the dangers surrounding the lust of the flesh or the sex appetite. Now let's quickly look at the book of Proverbs chapter 31 verse 3. He says, don't spend all your energy on sex and all your money on women. They have destroyed kings. The wisest man who have ever lived, King Solomon. Don't waste all your energy on sex and don't spend all your money on women. They have destroyed kings. Come to talk of Solomon himself and his father David. You see, after David had committed adultery with Bathsheba, he never achieved any great thing. Go and read the Bible. He never achieved any great thing again. And talking of Solomon, he died in a shrine room, all because of women, as a result of women. Now listen, be careful what pleases you. Be careful what pleases you. But the downfall of a man was as a result of what pleases the woman. Bible says that, and the fruit was pleasing to her eyes. So he plucked one and he ate it. And that was it. And that was it. Now look at Samson. Samson was chasing a woman in the Philistine country. And the parents said, Samson, and the woman in Israel, and the woman in our tribe. Samson told the father, she pleases me. Be careful of what pleases you. It can lance you to your destruction. It can lance you to your damages. It can lance you to where you don't expect to be. Be careful. Be very careful for what pleases you. So make a covenant with your eyes. You can also vow to God, because it is very dangerous to look lustfully or to have this sexual immorality in you. Now, let's talk of Jacob. Jacob dictated and he spoke words for his 12 children. He blessed his 12 children, and he defined the destinies of his 12 children by word and by prophecies. Now Jacob said that Judah, the scepter of rulership, the scepter of kingship will never depart from you. It shall never depart from you. But you know something? Benjamin has smarted. Benjamin has smarted. Why? It was because Judah had intercourse with his in-law, and this postponed the destiny of rulership and kingship. So the kingship was given to Benjamin at a time when the Israelites requested for a king. Now I'm still talking about money, and I'm still laying foundation. I'm talking about money, the danger surrounding prosperity. I want you to be cautious. I want you to be aware. So Judah's destiny of kingship was postponed to his 10th generation, and then the kingship went to Benjamin. So when Samuel needed a king of Israel, he went to the tribe of Benjamin, and he picked the richest man in town, sons, called Saul. So he picked Saul, and then he anointed Saul to become king. So your destiny can be postponed to the 10th generation, as what happened to Judah. Now, let me talk about the money appetite, of which I called pride of life. You see, I made mention of money got pride. That is why most people in the world now, when the great people who can't control wealth, when money comes to their hand, money controls them, and they become proud, arrogant. And anybody that becomes proud and arrogant, distraction follows their way, because pride comes before a fall. So I'm talking about the money appetite. Now, Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. It is true. It is true that the love of money is the root of all evil. But money itself is not an evil thing. It's good. As I said the other day, money is good. But the love of it makes it very dangerous. That is why Paul said that as part of the qualification for one to become an elder or a deacon in a church, he must not love money. Because you can't serve two masters, God and money. You can't serve God and money. You can't serve God and money. Now let me quote a scripture in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve two masters, or you cannot serve both God and man. You can't serve both God and man. You love one and despise the other. So as part of the qualification Apostle Paul gave, he said, you should not love money. You should be devoted to God. You should be very devoted to God. Now, let's look at money. What is actually money? What is certainly money? You see, What is settling money? What is actually money? What is the meaning of money? We've learned a lot in our institutions, and we also have our own ideas and our own definition for money. But I could also say that money is just a paper. It's just a paper with dead people's images on them. That's my definition for money. I don't know your definition for money, but I'll go further into it. The reason why I define money as a piece of paper with dead images, people on them, is that we are still under the rulership of the dead people. We are still using the ideas of the dead people. We are still under their rule. That is why we still have their images on our monies. On our money. Now, money is the medium of exchange. Portable, durable, visible, tangible, divisible. It means that what is in your pocket, same is in my pocket. What you have is what I have. The value is the same. Now comes to talk of currency. Currency is the realm of supply and transfer for exchange. And you see, money is different from currency. And I'm going to show you that God gave Africans money and he gave the white people currency. Because a real money or an actual money is considered to be gold and silver. You can Google it and find it. And a real money is considered to be gold and silver. And a currency is what we see in a paper shape or in a paper form. So we Africans, we have the gold and we have the silvers. So the white people came in and then they exchanged their currency with our money. I will explain that to you for you to get understanding of it. Now, money is in the realm of storage and demands. Money is either you have it or you don't have it. Money is either you have it or you don't have it. Now, the material level of money is the coins. You can't prosper with it. So the one CD, the one dollar, and whatever you can think of, the coins, the pesos, you can't prosper with it. It is called the material level of money. You can't prosper with it. You can't prosper with it. Now come to talk of the main purpose of the concept of this money issue. Where do money live, and where can we locate it? Now, you take a piece of paper, take a pen, or you can take your diary, you pick a pen, you pick a pencil, you pick your jotter, and then as I explained and as I show you where money lives, you jot down points. But I'm going to show you where money lives, where you can locate it, and where you can pick it, and where you can utilize it. I'm going to show you. So just have time for yourself. I'm just saying it so you can prepare very quickly, and then we finalize it and go. Now, your imagination is your wealth with your soul. Your imagination is your wealth with your soul. Because imagination is the principal factor that distinguishes between the poor from the rich. The reason why I'm saying this is because the rich have their languages, and then the poor also have their languages. You get it? So the rich has his own language, the poor also has his own language. Now when there's an issue, when the poor comes, he has a way of speaking. When the rich also comes, he might also have his way of speaking. They might not be the same. They might not be the same. Now, they see things differently. The poor sees things differently. The rich sees things differently. Your imagination is the ability to create what your mind can do. Your imagination is the ability to create what your mind can do. And it also brings things in the supernatural to the physical. That's the power of imagination. Now, you just when the COVID-19 was intensive, I heard Trump saying that they ask the journalists asking that how does he see the COVID and how is his report about it. He said, oh, they are under control. They are taking over. They are dominating. You see, he doesn't want to say defeated words to himself. But the poor people will say, oh, we are dying, it is killing us. But the rich people knew that no, they have power over it. Because of where they stand, their imagination, they have gemmed their mind. I will take you there within a second. Now, what is your imagination? What is your imagination? Now, it brings your future to present. What do you imagine brings the future to present. Now, you see, come to talk of Genesis chapter 1, God imagined before he created the world. He said, let us create man in our own image. So man was created in the mind of God. Man was created through imagination before it manifested. So what is your imagination? What are you imagining? Are you imagining about girls? Are you imagining about boys? Are you imagining about food? What are you imagining about? What are your imaginations? Are your imaginations towards money, or what is actually your imaginations? If your imagination is wrong, change your imagination, because your imagination is your power. It's a principal factor that distinguishes you from others. Imagination. As I said, what is the state of your imagination? What is the state of your imagination? Now, what makes life important and people succeed in life is identity and mentality. If your mentality is wrong, you will get the whole show wrong. Therefore, you will become a failure. Now, no amount of prayer, don't deceive yourself. This is a deception that people have preached into people's ear. Don't deceive yourself. No amount of prayer can drop money to your pocket. No amount of prayer can do that. No amount of prayer can do that. Forget the deception. God never gives money. He only gives seed. So you pray for ideas and wisdom, and then God will give you seed. God does not give money. He only gives seed. That is why when you hold, it's called seed. But the moment you give out or you sow, it becomes a harvest. So this comes to those that do not give. Anybody that gives, you sow. And the moment you sow, you expect a harvest. That is it. It's a principle. And I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Now, that is why the church is the solution to the world, but they lack information and wisdom. See, the other time I explained and I distinguished between wisdom and knowledge. The epignosis and the chokma and the sophia, I explained to you, as in Greek, that the church nowadays, some churches lack wisdom, lack understanding, lack knowledge, because the church is the solution to the world. But since the world is still in crisis, and day in, day out, there are challenges to the world which the church cannot solve, then there is a problem with the church. That is why until you are updated, you will be outdated. You should update yourself with information, full knowledge and wisdom, and understanding. Now, as I said earlier on, that the material level of money is the coins, which I said we can't prosper with it. From the material level, you move to what I call the psychic level. The psychic level, or the psychological level. It's more or less than your imagination. The psychic level, your psychological level. Your psychological level. The psychic level of money is the thought and the feelings about money. It is what we also call the psychological level, as I said. The rich man or the wealthy man doesn't demand on anybody, neither the economy, neither anything. The rich or the wealthy man depend on his own self. He depends on his budget, his own budget. You must not depend on the budget of the economy, neither the budget of the world. Depend on your own budget. Budget your mind. The psychic level, the feelings and the thought of money is what I call the psychic level. Now, money is a psychological entity. Until you program your mind to succeed, you can never succeed. That is why success is when preparation meets opportunity. Worldly men do not say defeated words for themselves. Money revives the spirit. I love this. I love this. Money is a psychological entity. So until you program your mind to prosper or to succeed, you can never. So you must always have the intention, the psychic. You must have the subconsciousness that you will prosper. You must have the idea, the thinking of money, the feelings of money in your mind. And it will come to reality. And it will come to reality. Now, money revived the spirit. Come to talk of Jacob. Genesis chapter 41. The Bible says that when Jacob saw the dragons and the food and the clothing, Joseph has ordered his brothers to bring to him in Canaan. The Bible says that then his spirit revives. Because Jacob has seen money. He has seen dragons. Dragons. So money revives the spirit. It revives the spirit. Now, where do money live? Where do money live? First, money lives in the mind. Money does not live in your workplace. It does not live in your pocket. It does not live in your home. It does not live in your susu box. It does not live in where you think money lives. Money does not live anywhere. Money lives in your mind. So until you have money in your mind, you have nothing. You think you are surprised. You are shocked. You are perplexed. Money lives in the mind. Money lives in the mind. Now then comes your pocket. So if you are able to have the money in your mind, then money can come to your pocket. Then it can also come to your bank. When you have the money in your mind, the money comes to your pocket or it comes to your hand. Then from your hand, you can decide where to send the money to. It could be your bank,